Thank you, Con.
Thank you, Khan. Hello, everybody. This is the Sumo Community Meeting on the 11th of April 2018, together with Chris and with Roland. We're very happy to have you all watching us or watching us a bit later. And yeah, well, it's hopefully going to be a very clear, very organized, because we do have an agenda that's full of cool stuff today, and a very pleasant meeting for you all. We are going live right now, so I'm just making sure that we are live on IRC. MKLL, please confirm you can see us. You're going to be our canary in the coal mine today, and the coal mine of internet live streaming using Airmo. And I think we are indeed live. And we have tons lurking as well, so of course, hello tons. Dear friends and revolutionaries, we're going to just jump into the agenda straight away. If you're watching or if you're here live, please add your name to the agenda if you may. And we do have the agenda starting with the product updates dropped in by MKL. But I think, Roland, if you take a quick look at the agenda and tell us if anything else there should be added, that would be cool. Or if
Thank
actually the information is
you.
correct.
Thank you for adding the product updates, MKLL. Yes, I believe Firefox for iOS 11 has been released. iPad improvements, lots of things. Oh, what's Rachel eating? Looks good. We are. There will be some sort of Sumo activity as well for Firefox 60 on May the 9th, and well, Sumo activity, the normal Sumo activity, as in KB articles, as in a contributor forum thread, as in same for Fennec. We are also thinking about Firefox Enterprise. Not sure what form this will take, but we will. It seems like we will be doing more formal stuff for the enterprise, specifically Windows System Administrators. Stay tuned for details. Don't know what the details are, actually. But it's probably no surprise if you've been following ESR, if you follow the ESR mailing list. And that's where I would direct people if they're curious about our enterprise offerings to the enterprise mailing list. I'll put a link in the product updates. That's it. Thank you, MKIT. Again.
Thank you for the product updates, Roland. And we're
sorry. Since I have to leave soon.
I knew it.
Yeah, you knew it, didn't you? Contributors of the week, I would like to thank Noah Y, because I can't pronounce Noah's last name. Paul Wright, aka Saburo, I can't pronounce right. And Andrew Trong, I probably mispronounced that last name, for helping us work on our limited participation because it's Google Play Store review experiment we did in March. And we will continue that experiment. Mozilla is putting more emphasis on Android this year, and so we will have multiple Android apps. And we want to be where the users are, and the #1 place for Android seems to be the Google Play Store, unfortunately not the Sumo Android forums, Firefox for Android forums. But yeah, more details about that coming up. But thank you, contributors of the month of March. I know I'm late, and probably I will. In May and June and July, I'll probably be saying the same thing about this program and the people contributing to it. Thank you so much, and also thank you to the people that do answer questions on the Firefox for Android support forum. It is tough one to be answering questions on, just because of the nature of we were focused on desktop for a year and a half, and now we're just finally focusing on Android. Done. Sorry.
Thank you, Roland, for all the updates and for all the extended thanks to Noah Sabura and Fear for being there for us and experimenting, because experimenting is the name of the game apparently this year. There's going to be loads of different experiments this year.
That's true.
To be experimented on.
Community management experiments, right? Mihao.
We're gonna experiment on everything and everything. Like, yeah, we're gonna try to turn water into wine and gold into lead, and just everything using our website. So
alchemists and Christians.
Yeah, it's
Just
it's just
kidding.
gonna happen.
This is a
Okay.
non-alchemy. This is an alchemy-free meeting zone.
This is exactly no magic involved. So, cool news of the week. We have quite a few interesting things dropped in there. First of all, there is a Discord server happening. It's a fully community-driven initiative. It's not official by
Cool.
any means, but if you use Discord, and I know that quite a few of you are
I'm gonna
gamers,
join, but I'm not gonna be
there you
on
go.
most of the time.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, that's exactly why I'm not joining because for me, Discord is kind of private use only, and I would just be confused, and I would probably start talking about video games a lot, and people would be like, "What is he doing?" So Discord for those who don't know what Discord is, it's a platform that's kind of like an alternative to Slack or alternative to IRC, where you can also use video connections. It's used mostly, from my experience, by the video gaming community, but not only. So generally, it's like, well, interest groups, separate servers that
But it
you
has
can actually
audio and
create your own servers.
video.
Yeah, it's quite cool. Like
Could we
technically
use
speaking,
it
it's
instead of video?
don't ask me, I don't know. It's not up to me to decide.
I've never
So
used
we can,
it, but I think so, right?
well, I don't know. I don't know what the limitations it has. I don't know. It's a third-party product as well, and
Does
I
it
know
work on
videos.
Linux?
I have no idea whatsoever. So
I'm
yeah,
just saying
this
these
is
questions because MKL will answer them, right?
yeah, of course. Sooner or later, he's going to ask them. Or if you are a contributor or user or anybody
I'll
else
put an
watching this,
Etherpad.
yeah, watching this recording in the Etherpad for the meeting, we have a link to the invitation, and if you click it, Discord will actually tell you if it works. It usually works in browsers. It also has clients. I really have no time right now to check it, and it's an experiment. We're taking a look at it. And thank you, MKL, for trying it out. We'll see what traction it gets. And again, it's absolutely not official. This is not us moving anywhere or not us opening any additional stuff that you have to be on, but it's more of a check in and just seeing, okay, it's a technology that, hey, could be cool for some people. Moving on, the Facebook container add-on, which has been making quite big waves on the internet, and that's great because hey, privacy and whatnot, has been updated to also contain Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger, which is great. More information on the official Mozilla blog. Thank you for dropping this piece in there as well, MKL. And another cool piece of news. This is like the coolest week ever, I think, so far this year.
You are cool.
We have the Internet Health Report out for this year, or actually this is the 2018 Internet Health Report, but this being April, of course, it speaks about many other things from the deeper past. So it's all about online privacy, security, this decentralization, the web literacy component as well, openness, digital inclusion, more stuff in there. All from Mozilla's perspective in a way, but not only. So there's a lot of data in there. There's a lot of interesting points made. And yeah, you should be able to access it from the website. That's the link there, internethealthreport.org. There's a 2018 subfolder in it, or yeah, part where you can actually access the reports. Hopefully you're going to find it an interesting read. I haven't had the chance or the time to just sit down and take care of that yet, but definitely a good copy read. And yeah, well, as long as you don't read the parts about privacy and the the bad things happening on the internet, because then if you're drinking coffee, you may actually spit it out by accident. So maybe avoid drinking coffee. Anyway, MKL is also suggesting other replacements to video. So there's Riot, and there's Wire. We are going to put our thoughts in there into the Etherpad. If you have any other ideas about replacements, if you really hate video for some reason, although I mean for me it's good enough, yeah, I mean we can always talk about things regarding maybe making our meetings more accessible to people if video is a problem. However, one of the things that I think personally is very important for me is the ability to stream those meetings live using Air Mozilla, because then you can just watch it in your browser. You don't need any clients or anything. You just have to have an account on Air Mozilla. And of course, if the client or if the platform that you're suggesting is supporting this, then we can look into this and see if we should be using this and why and whatnot. So yeah, this is quite interesting as an idea. Together with all the different spring cleanup things popping up and coming up soon, it's definitely a good thing to review or revise what we're doing right now and see if there's something that we could make better. I actually have personally no idea how long video desktop or video in general has been kind of the go-to client for people for meetings, but well, I'm pretty sure different people use different things. So we can definitely experiment with that as well and take a look at the options. Platform update. Since Madrina is stuck in Copenhagen right now, trying to play with Legos, she's doing some research actually. Sorry. Then I'm just going to tell you that we have the agenda for Thursday. I think I dropped an item in there, which probably means that there's going to be a meeting because this is what Madalena usually says. If you have any other additional items regarding the platform, regarding any technical things about Sumo, what we have and what's going on with the platform, please drop them in there. We're going to be definitely talking about them or mentioning them. So yeah, we're going to make sure that this meeting happens if it happens, and if there are no agenda items, the meeting, as always, will not happen. For the contributors of the week, I already mentioned, or Roland already mentioned, a couple of fine people helping us with the Google Play Store reviews experiment. And I also wanted to give an honorable mention to the Finnish localization team. So I can actually proudly say team because Jarmo, who has been there kind of for quite a while as the sole contributor for Finnish, has reactivated or activated two more people. So we have Lasel and Alice. Thank you so much, dear Finns, for being there. I hope we can get things rolling for Finnish because you may say, okay, well, this is not really like it's not an important language and so on and so forth. But if you think about Finland's footprint on technology, and if you think about Finland's footprint on the internet and how many Finnish innovators have been involved in so many different things around the web and not only. I think it's important for us to be there and be available, even as a support site in that language, because hey, that kind of gives us presence, and it's an important cultural space, I would say, or like a tech space in general. But yeah, really looking forward to more action from Finland. There are lovely people in Finland, like everywhere else, but like I have some Finnish friends, very close friends, so I'm kind of biased. Sorry for that. I should avoid bias. But yeah, that's it. Moving onwards to the knowledge base and LTN updates. Over the last 7 days, you've put in over 410 revisions into the KB. Huge thanks for that. I mean, seriously, for all the different locales. Uh, there will be more content coming your way because of the new versions coming up, of course, for everything. So the new releases will definitely drive the traffic a bit higher as well. But yeah, uh, you have been doing an amazing, stellar job so far. Thank you so much for making the KB happen in so many different languages. That said, oh yeah, and this is actually the link that I should have put in there as well. And this is terrible, but there is the cleanup suggestion. The cleanup for it's a proposed spring cleaning for the KB. So generally, what the idea here is that we have some low traffic, low activity locales visible in Sumo that are open for people to participate, but we simply haven't had any traction in some of them for, I think, like well over a year in some cases. So you can see more details, you can see more ideas or actually explanations regarding this. In the blog post that I just put into the agenda under the knowledge base LTN heading. But yeah, this has been raised by the LTN drivers for Mozilla in general, just making sure that we clean up things a bit because it also makes it much easier to plan activities for different members of the community and so on. So there will be more details about it soon, but for now, we're still way ahead of June, so I will be reaching out to different people from different locales asking what they think about this proposal, especially if they're one of the affected locales. And it's all about kind of figuring out, okay, if you want the locale to stay, how are we going to make sure that things actually happen in it? How are we going to get the top 20? How are we going to get the top 50 and top 100 articles in it localized? Because this is the important key part. If there's no activity, if there's no community will to do anything around it, it's probably best to just flip the switch for that locale for a while. And if at some point people feel that they're organized enough and there's enough uh, power to actually get things done, we can totally flip the switch again and get it back online. Okay, that's me then, babbling all the time. Do we have Rachel in the room? I don't think we have. Oh yeah, we have Rachel. Sorry, you just popped in there. Okay, but my video, maybe we should change the client because my video is like, shuffling the windows of people present in the room, and sometimes I see, sometimes I don't. Well, anyway, moving over to the support forum and social support sections. Rachel, over to you.
Thanks, Vesper. Can you hear me? Excellent. Okay, so support forum. We're looking into potentially adding new badges on Sumo for social support team members. I'm sure Rachel can provide you with more details on this. So I believe a bug was filed on adding the. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're requesting adding badges to the social support program. So more details will come to that in that bug. If you have it handy, please feel free to make some comments. Otherwise, I will add the link here at the end of the meeting. There are a couple of discussions going on. Escalation guidelines is usually plural, so I'm going to add an S in there. But basically, the escalation guidelines have been out of date for quite some time. Alice has made some good points, and there's been an ongoing discussion for a couple months. So sorry about that for not facilitating a more um, robust discussion. So maybe we could start a discussion in the forums for running some experiments on how we can make different guidelines around where people can go for help and giving access or getting access to contributors that are NDA'd and longtime contributors potentially to the Mozilla Slack. Uh, Maybe there's another forum, maybe there's an email. I'm not sure, but I did put in a rough draft and suggestions in the escalation guidelines thread forum. Check that out. If you have any opinions or suggestions or interest, I've got two people that are going to be added to the Mozilla Slack for this potentially. So the criteria for this will be along the lines of participating for at least 3 months, being familiar with the Firefox, um, the technicalities of how Firefox works, basic troubleshooting steps, how different parts of the browser work. I have a more ideas on what the role will look like. It's based off of many of the contributors before me that have found ways to grab information and fill in the communication between Bugzilla and the forums. So check that out. I know there's a lot to address and a lot to talk about and how to mentor those that want to participate based on those experiments. So look out for that. If this is something that interests you, let's talk about it in the forums. I'm gonna move on to social support. There was an email sent out to existing Army of Awesome contributors last week. There's about 190 of you, and I think about 10 of you are no longer active based off of my failed email sent messages where you get the little broken inbox guy. It looks like a truck falling off the side of the cliff, which I don't wish on anybody, but it's kind of a cute of EG if you are ever experiencing something like that. But yeah, check that out. There's a frequently asked questions in there. If you did not get the email and you're part of Army of Awesome and you're wondering what happened, why is it on the forums anymore, please reach out. I'm guigs@mozilla.com, or we'd like to get you into the Telegram group or pound AOA in the IRC live chat channel, as well as the contributor forums, the social media contributor forums. Is places where you can ask about what's happening, what's going on, and how you can get started in the social support program. So thank you very much, MKL, for your help with writing that email and getting that out. There is also social support team members will be having a meeting featuring the post-mortem of Firefox 59. So just like last time, about 3 or 4 weeks after the release on a Friday, we're just gonna sit around, have some coffee, maybe bring some food if you'd like, bring your bugs, bring some threads that are unresolved, what went well, what didn't go well. A lot of the subjects will probably be based off of the 59 Android and Firefox desktop releases. It's just a chance to reflect and sort of fill in any gaps that need some help there. It's also an opportunity to mentor So for those of you who are still getting their head around the different parts of Firefox and different Bugzilla components and the different teams, this is a really good meeting to go to. We'll have some people present that have experience with where you can find more help, the people that you want to talk to. Say, for example, if you have something specifically around sync, we can direct you to the most active channels to find more information. Or if you have questions about a bug that needs more information, there we've got some tools that we can point you to as well. So it's a little bit more of a strategy slash let's reflect on how it went sort of chat. Very informal. It will be recorded. So if you do bring your kids, just know that their faces will be on the internet, that sort of thing. Um, Feel free to mute yourself. There's plenty of sorry. I'm not suggesting that you need to mute your children because children are amazing, and so are dogs, and so are cats. I'm just saying for privacy concerns, just know that this meeting is going to be recorded on the 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Um, Also, it'll also be in this same room. It will not be streamed, so if you need a link to how to connect to video, please feel free to check out that agenda. It has instructions on how you can download video and get that working. I know that there's a couple of issues with a couple of Linux distributions. Let me know if you have a Linux distribution and you're trying to get video to work. I can put you in contact with a few experts that got that working. Okay, we need some help with triaging and mentoring and social support. So you may have noticed that there are some new people in the Telegram group due to AOA, email, etc. So for those of you who are in Pound AOA, you might not always be able to see everyone that is also in Telegram. So say hi anyway. The bot will forward the message back and forth. I'm sorry, but I am thankful for those of you that are in there. So thank you, and thank you for bearing with us. Also, mentoring and triaging. So this is a task delegation that is being manned by Mihal here, and he's helping me spread the word on different pathways that you can take to find mentorship. And mentorship can be along the lines of I just need someone to hang out with and help me accomplish these goals, or I'm not too sure about this particular conversation, this person isn't responding, what do I do next? It also includes maybe some career goals or maybe just camaraderie. Triaging. Triaging is a little bit different in social. So it's similar to that in Bugzilla where you can go in and you set a clear name for the bug. Someone else will set the priority, but you put it in the right component and then CC the right people. So it's editing all that information on the top of the bug and making sure you have reproducible steps in the bug's information. For social, it's kind of determining, all right, is this a case or is this a bug? So it's the mentorship and the triaging that come together are kind of coaching on how to recognize, all right, this is someone that's just saying this Firefox is slow or my add-on is not working the way I want it to. You can point them in directions that they can get help there if they want help. If they're just there to say, I love Firefox, maybe that's not a support case. We could just go in and say, we love Firefox too, and that'll just make your day happy. That is not a bug, right? So that's a case or that's a happy conversation. So anyway, we can talk more about that if that is something that's interesting to you. That's where we need help. I saw 2 people online already say they would like to know more. If you are not listening to this video, I'm happy to repeat myself. I've got a great document that you can read on some of the tasks that come with this triaging and mentorship. But look for a message from Help Needed in Tasaketse and from Mihal if you were private messaged. Or if you weren't, that's okay. I'm telling you about it now. Don't worry, it's not too late. You can still get it. You can still get involved. So back to you.
Yep. Thank you very much, Rachel, for this very comprehensive explanation of what we're going to be looking for. And hopefully we can get some of you involved and interested in this. It would be really great because I think, like for me personally, for example, social support is one of those big behemoths in the background that I never pay too much attention to because I'm not that active on social networks. But I am pretty sure that those of you who are involved and engaged, directly and continuously, you know exactly what's cooking and what's going on and how it can be made better. So this is definitely it sounds like a step in a great direction, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this to work out. Okay, thank you very much for that, Rachel. And we're moving on. We're kind of over the time, so I'm just going to very quickly speed up here and go through 3 fun things from the fun corner about choosing an OS, also about switching from a certain browser to Firefox in a few minutes, and then a happy user seeing a Firefox ad, a billboard on the way to work, like offline, and wondering whether he's still on the internet. And yeah, you never know. This is kind of a matrix, of course, conspiracy again. Like it keeps popping up, but don't worry, everything is just fine. And Rachel has a joke, apparently. Okay, does Rachel have a joke?
Yeah, it's about health because you were talking about internet health earlier, but I don't
Indeed.
know. I don't know if it's a human issue, but how do you prevent a summer cold?
How do you prevent a summer cold? That's what I
Hmm?
heard. Sorry.
Yep. Anyone? Anyone? You catch it in the winter.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Hopefully nobody will get a spring or summer cold right now. So wait until winter to catch it. I think this is more like very good advice. It's not even a joke. That's a good
Well,
one. Thank you
plenty
so
of
much,
where that
Rachel, for
came
this.
from. Yeah, of course.
And then at the very end, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links. There's going to be a longer list coming up soon in the next week's agenda as well. And this list is going to keep popping up every now and then, here and there, in community meetings, and not only. Generally, there's a hashtag used, which doesn't, of course, work in the Sumo contributor forums. But hey, we're trying to be fancy and flashy here. So there's a hashtag help needed that has more details about getting involved with some of the things that we're doing on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis, and some of the things that you can get involved in as well if you want to help us out, or if you want to learn how do I say it? How the sausage is made? Well, if you're vegetarians, or vegan, how the vegetarian sausage is made. So yeah, take a look there. There's a bunch of links without any further explanation because it's just to, stir up some excitement in you, clicking a link that you have no idea what it is. It's not spam or malware, I promise. And even if it was, Firefox would probably protect it from that. So hey, try it out, And also, not a single link there is a link to a certain popular video from Rick Astley. I promise, pinky swear. So take a look, explore, let us know what you think. We will be back soon. And once again, thank you for being there for everybody, for the users. Thank you for making the internet open and happy and working and still online, I guess. This is, of course, to all the web administrators, to all the server admins and whatnot, people who actually make the connections happen, and all the people who maintain cables as well, and all the other physical connections. Thank you. I'm shutting up right now. You should have a great day, evening, morning, night, whatever you have there, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Cheers.
Bye.